Good evening and welcome to ESG Japan Daily. Tonight, we explore a question that many leaders consider carefully. How can companies survive the potential downturn of the sustainability bubble and still grow? And why the next decade will reward only those who treat sustainability as a strategic transformation rather than a trend. Let us begin. Across boardrooms in Japan and around the world, one idea is becoming increasingly prominent. The future belongs to companies that can turn sustainability into a source of profit and competitive strength, not a cost, not a branding exercise. A real engine of value creation. This approach is sometimes described as profitable sustainability. It asks two very simple questions that cut through the noise. Is this issue directly relevant to the business? And can it be integrated into the core of how the company operates and grows? When the answer is yes, sustainability becomes strategy. When the answer is no, it becomes a distraction. This distinction is now shaping the next generation of winners. There is another lesson that matters for every global viewer. The world is changing in ways that no election result can reverse. A shift in political leadership may slow down regulations for a few years, but it cannot stop the rising cost of climate impact. It cannot stop the spread of plastic waste across oceans, and it cannot stop the continuing loss of biodiversity. These are not political opinions. These are physical trends. They affect supply chains. They influence resource prices. They reshape consumer expectations. And ultimately, they change how businesses survive. Some executives in Japan may not recognize these external signals fully. They focus on the political noise and miss the structural reality. This creates a potential sense of security, and it leads to delayed action that becomes more costly in the long run. There is also a cultural reflection that Japan must confront. Many companies excel in technical accuracy, yet the same companies struggle with strategic judgment. They spend a great deal of time perfecting greenhouse gas calculations and debating emission factors. But they sometimes miss the larger question: what is the business we want to become in 10 years? And how do we survive in a world shaped by resource scarcity, customer pressure, and stronger global standards? This is the difference between seeing the trees and seeing the forest. Precision matters. Perspective matters even more. Comprehensive sustainability demands total optimization. It requires leaders to look beyond measurement, beyond compliance, beyond science alone. They must combine economics, culture, technology, risk, and human values into one integrated decision. This is one of the most complex tasks in modern management, and companies that succeed will stand on a stronger foundation when the sustainability bubble eventually bursts. Because it may. The market is already shifting. Investors are beginning to separate genuine transformation from cosmetic reporting. Customers are rewarding value, not vocabulary. And employees are choosing companies that can show a long-term purpose backed by real action. The message is clear. This is not a moment for panic. This is a moment for clarity. The companies that begin their transition now will hold a decisive advantage. They will survive. They will grow. And they will define the next chapter of corporate leadership in Japan and beyond. Thank you for joining us on ESG Japan Daily. If you found today's insight valuable, join us again tomorrow as we look at how circular business models are becoming an important factor shaping the next decade. And if you would like a deeper discussion, our full podcast on this topic is linked below. I am glad you could spend your time with us. Have a wonderful evening.